The boating season up where we live is really short, so we try to squeeze as much of it into that time period as we possibly can. So we're going to shoot the video from the boat today. Give us a little bit of work, a little bit of pleasure. I'm going to talk about the best way to go about not getting lost in a strange city when you're looking for a shipper or receiver. First thing, the very first thing you do, pick up your cell phone and call for directions. Ask to talk to the shipper or receiver. You don't want to talk to the front desk. You want to talk to the guys that are used to guiding trucks in and out of their facility. They'll know where the low bridges are, the tight corners and all of that. They're the best guys to talk to when guiding you in for directions. Second thing you do, punch it into your truck GPS. And I say truck GPS because car GPSs are no good in a semi. So you should have a good truck GPS. I use Garmin. I find they're great. The third thing you do is look at the route on a good old-fashioned paper map, because they're as reliable as all get out, and guys have been doing it that way for years. So check the route on a paper map, and if you don't have one, go get one at a little truck stop or somewhere before you enter the city. So you've got directions on the phone, you've got directions from your GPS, and now you've got a map to compare it all to. So compare all three. Have a look at that, cross-check, double-check, make sure they all match up. And if they all match up, you should be good to go. Lastly, another thing that's a good idea to do, especially if it's a new place, is never go in the dark, because you can miss stuff in the dark when you're looking for a place. You can miss a street sign, you can miss a telephone pole on a tight corner or a fire hydrant. You can miss things that you'd see in the daylight. Go in the daylight, and that way you won't miss any important markers or obstacles that you might not see in the dark. That should get you in safely and back out again safely. If you retrace your steps to go back out, don't take a different route, or because you know you've been good going in. So retrace your steps going out, and you should be good. And that's how I find my way in and out of these places, no matter how ugly the city, whether it's Chicago or New York City or wherever. That should get you in and out of these places safely. So the first thing is to call for directions. The second thing is run the route on the GPS. The third thing is run the route on a paper map. The fourth thing is to compare all three, match, double match, cross-check, and make sure they all line up. And number 5, don't go in the dark. And as part of good trip planning, find yourself a safe spot to sleep close by, if possible. So in case the shipper holds you longer than you had planned to and you start to run out of hours, you've got a spot you can get to shut down for the night that's safe, if he won't let you stay on the property. Speaking about getting lost, I used to get lost all the time, or worry about getting lost, when I went into New York City. In the late 80s, reefer freight was in a slump. So I leased on with an air freight company that was running in and out of New York City. It was a lot of work. It was good money, but it was a lot of work. So you'd run into JFK in the wee small hours of the morning, and you'd pedal LTL through the airport, through JFK all day, doing drops and pickups till finally you were full at night. And then when you were all loaded up and after the traffic had gone past the GW Bridge, you'd get out of there. So one night, I'd been loading and unloading freight in JFK, and traffic was gone. It was the evening. It was time to get the heck out of there while the traffic was low. So I headed back out of JFK, and I just got across the Delaware Water Gap. You guys, a lot of you will know where that is. And I was pretty tired. I was at the end of my day. I'd worked hard, and I hadn't gotten any sleep. So there used to be an old TA just the far side of the Delaware Water Gap. So I whipped in there for the night. Lucky enough to find a spot too. It wasn't a legit spot, but I had to back up on the grass and found a spot. It was summertime. I kicked open my vents. I backed in there, shut the truck off, dove in the bunk, sound asleep. Felt great to get a little bit of rest. In the early morning hours, when the sun's just coming up, I wake up in a start and I can't breathe. I can't catch my breath. I don't know what's wrong. I knock open the bunk hatch door, to try to get some air, that doesn't work. I'm literally running out of oxygen, and I don't know why. Jump out of the truck just to try to get some fresh air. And it's at that point I realized that through the night sometime, a pig hauler has backed in beside me. And it's not that the planet has lost all its oxygen. It's just this dirty pig trailer has sucked all the oxygen out of my immediate area. The smell from that damn thing just about put me to my knees. I was choking to death, and it was all because this pig hauler had hauled in and backed in beside me and choked me out. It was a hell of a night, but by that time I was wide awake and it was time to get going anyway. But that was the one scare I had at the TA in the water gap. But I never forgot it, and man, I never forgot how bad pig trailers could smell until I smelled that guy. So the moral of the story is, don't park near a pig trailer. Be careful out there, guys, and I'll see you on the back haul.